I better start packing because I'm probably not going to keep my job, am I? Now, what do I need to? I mean, borrow. I'll take them. I'll take them. They're mine. I think I'll definitely need to take that. I don't want any questions asked about that. The Boss mug. Yes, I'm a fan of the Boss mug. I mean, I bought it for myself, but I'm sure it'll be. But oh no! Oh God! No, right. That's not gone well. For God's sake, that is really annoying. Oh, my phone's going. It's bored. Hello? Yeah, I know you're the board. You've literally just told me. And look at you, trying to be all cute and intense with your over-dramatised voice changer. Honestly, pathetic. Every single one of you, pathetic. Losing me with the biggest mistake you ever make. And you're about to let me go. Honestly, I'll take you to glory. You what? You're keeping me up. Right. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I never doubted you. Honestly, never doubted you. Never doubted you. I'm so happy. Honestly, thank you. I really do appreciate it. So just to confirm, definitely on till next year. Fabulous. Right. I have one small request as sort of like negotiations. Could you get me a mug? Right, they've hung up. Well, I mean, that is the first interaction we've had with the board, and I would say that's been a mighty success. Well then, I wasn't expecting that. Better get planning. Better get unpacking first. Jesus, I wasn't expecting that. Blimey. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 13 of the Sunderland Till I Die series here on Football Manager 2021. And of course, in today's episode, we are going to be doing an end of season review of our first year here with Sunderland. Unfortunately, no matches or anything will be on today's episode, but please stick around and feel free to hit that like, that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you do enjoy the content to be kept up to date on when these episodes are released. So yeah, today we are going to be going through all of the competitions around the world, having a brief overview of what's been happening elsewhere, what the future holds for myself and this Sunderland team, and what hopefully transfer targets I'm going to be able to acquire going into next season. Now, kick-starting today, we are going to be going through the end of season review sort of pages. Obviously, I think this is new to Football Manager 2021, or it might have been in last year, I'm not too sure. So we're going to have a look together to see what the board think of what players were brought in, my performance, the players' performances, and we'll criticise them because that's what we do. And we're going to say they talk absolute rubbish, absolute bloody rubbish. Right. First page is going to be the new arrivals. And of course, there was a lot of players that came in. Some of these weren't the players that I brought in. Of course, the only players that we did get was Miles Kenlock and Pellegrini. Obviously, for me, personally, I'd be interested to see what your opinions are, so feel free to put it in the comment section below. Pellegrini's been the biggest signing for me. Thankfully, we're probably going to get him on the for next year, which is a massive, massive boost. With 11 goals in 22, for me, imagine if if we had had him since the start of the year, we would have done a lot better and arguably probably would have been closer to them automatic promotion spots. Unfortunately, we're only able to get him in January. However, the likelihood of us getting him next year is pretty high, so we are going to have a full season with Pellegrini. And now, in terms of Miles Kenlock, obviously I brought him in to be that attacking fullback that would be able to affect the game from higher up the pitch. Unfortunately, with only his 2 assists and 1 goal in 19 appearances, not sure what the plan is for Miles, if I'm honest with you viewers. I'm not too sure. I'm debating whether or not to sell him on, try and get a little bit of profit, maybe get some of that money back, just because he hasn't really performed, and I'm looking to strengthen our entire defence this year, apart from maybe one centre-back. So Miles Kenlock could potentially be the sacrifice for us to be able to improve our defence. Now, obviously, all these players we didn't bring in. A lot of these players were first team, so the likes of... Oh, no, we did bring in Bed Woodburn. I do apologise. 10 goals, 6 assists in 48 games, 6.67 rating. Not good at all. Not good at all. And once again, he's potentially going to be a sacrifice for the wage. I'm not sure if we're going to get him back in. we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, likes of Carl Winchester, Ross Stewart, all these didn't come in. So, yeah, do let me know what you think of my signings. Have they been good? Have they been bad? Let me know. I'm curious. So if we go to the season result, of course, we did finish in 6th place, get into the playoffs. Fortunately, we weren't able to take it a step further to get into the playoff final and potentially get ourselves promoted. But there's no doubt in my mind, and it has to be done, we need to get promotion next season if we are here. We need to get promotion. There is no two ways about it. If I'm not promoted next year, we will get sacked if we don't get sacked at the end of this year. That is it. That is the line. We need to get promoted next year. And I want to win the league next year as well. Got our first trophy done and dusted. Now, looking at the average home attendance, 49% our stadium was filled. That is shocking. For a stadium of our size, 49% is really, really bad and something that we need to rectify. I feel like that was primarily affected because of the poor season we had. However, hopefully if we go into next year with better results, much better performance in the league, hopefully this will be a lot better. Now, we did obviously have a mixed year. I feel like we were quite unlucky. Like, if we didn't have this bad patch here, where we only won 1 in about 11 games, we probably would have got ourselves promoted, right? But it's the ifs and buts. Ifs and buts, unfortunately, it is what it is, right? FA Cup, we didn't do anything. Carabao Cup, we were okay. And the Papa John's Trophy, we were okay as well, unfortunately losing to Hull. Moments to remember, 5-0 win against Accrington, 2-1 win against Sunderland, Portsmouth, and biggest win was a 5-0 against Accrington, which I think that game might have actually saved my job at the time. In terms of finances, all of our annual revenue's gone up, no new sponsorships, our reputation has been affected, and Max Power, our captain, is the player that has the most shirt sales. Hopefully we'll be able to get a few other players that might be able to impact that. And then our top 11 is probably fairly familiar to us all. Sanderson, Wright, Berg, Jezmashi, Kenlock, Scowen, Power, Jones, Maguire, Woodburn and Pellegrini. So the 11 that we played for the majority of the year. Now, if we have a look at our best 11 in terms of the goals and appearances, the goals are pretty spread out. I feel like we've got a few goals from our defenders. Obviously, Dion's doing pretty decent in terms of getting on the score sheet. Max Power was fantastic in terms of the assists. So Max Power needs to be a key cog in our lineup next year. Need to make sure we get the most out of him. But if you look at the likes of Woodburn, like Maguire, Jordan Jones, very, very disappointing. I feel like, if I'm honest with you viewers, I feel like the 3 players that have let down the most is Jordan Jones, Maguire and Woodburn, because you expect the quality of Pellegrini up top. If they get the chances to him, he'll score, but they haven't been getting the chances to him. So it's, once again, it's not brilliant. In terms of accolades, we've got Manager of the Month in March, Record Breakers, Club Awards. I'll let you all have a look at these if you want to go a little bit more in depth. As we come to a finish, ladies and gentlemen, come to the finish of the season review. We do have a managers meeting. We all expected it. I expected it. You all expected it. And we're about to see if we are going to get sacked. And potentially the end of this series. Well, it will be the end of this series, right? If we get sacked, I don't know what I'm going to do. So, right. Well, let's go into it. Let's get ourselves into the meeting. Okay, Mr. Mark Smith is in charge here. I don't actually know if we've met our chairman. We probably did at the start of our contract, but he's saying we are not happy with your current performance and are considering your position at the club. We'd like to know why you think your team has performed so badly. We need to be really, really clever about this. I mean, we haven't been unlucky in terms of injuries. Difficult run of games, not really. I think if we say it's my first job in management, that might be the best way to go about this. We hope you can learn from mistakes. Being new to the profession is no justification to give you any favours. All right, Mark. Talk about ruthlessness. Holy smokes. I'm thinking that I beg here. I'm not going to lie to you. Do I beg? I mean, this is an interesting situation to be in. By the way, them cups are absolutely huge. Oh, this is going to be embarrassing, isn't it? This is going to be remembered for the rest of the series. Brilliant stuff. Right. You have to give me some more time. I beg you. Please. What's he said, viewers? Wait. We can see you really want to... I do want to really be here. Yes, I do. I've got... I'll switch the colours to the red to show you how much I want to be here. Where's the bloody controller? Right. That's the wrong controller. Oh, God. Right. Oh, here it is. Right. Red, the colours. Look, this is how much I want to be in charge. Look at that. Red for Sunderland, Mark. That's how much I want to be in this club. Right. That was too close for comfort. That was way too close for comfort. We've managed to keep our job, everyone. I sort of expected that we would, because being at a C-, you've got to be pretty unlucky to get sacked to feel like at a C-. However, we were at an E or an F only a few games ago. The fact that we had a pretty good run of form towards the end of the year probably helped get that decent rate. And I say decent C-, but it could be worse, right? So it looks like we are going to be at this club next year, unless the board change their mind, which might happen. You never know. So we're going to go on to my transfer plans now. We're going to go to the squad, and we're going to have a little think about what sort of players we want to bring in and what positions I'm looking to change. Okay, viewers, so if we have a look at our first 11, there is some glaring weaknesses that we've all noticed throughout the season, and we are immediately noticing now. I think the first area to sort of pick apart for positions that I am going to be looking for is going to be that attacking trio behind Pellegrini. Obviously, like to Jordan Jones, Woodburn and Maguire haven't really cut the mustard this year. So them three positions in particular are going to be very, very heavily focused into going into this transfer window. Of course, we don't know how much money we're going to be getting. So depending on the transfer budget we have, really depends on what sort of caliber players I'm able to get. So I'm thinking if we can get ourselves a relatively decent cam. Obviously, we do have the likes of Embleton and George Dobson coming back, which is a massive, massive advantage. Obviously, Embleton can play in that just behind the striker. Whether or not he becomes first team, I'm not too sure. And obviously, the likes of George Dobson as well, one of our best midfielders, no idea while he's on loan. So them two players will be able to fit in. But having someone that is hopefully going to change the game just behind the striker, and then having two really, really good wingers to supplement that. Obviously, the likes of Gooch, McGeady, Ross Stewart, Jack Diamond on either side as well haven't really done anything for us. The backups in them positions where we do have the likes of Jones and Woodburn injured, the players that come in aren't great. So we probably need to have two really good players in either side that are able to fit into that, into the wings and get themselves some really good performances. In terms of the two midfielders, I think we're absolutely fine. Scowen, Max Power, Embleton and Dobson going into there. I think we're stacked in terms of midfielders. Now, in terms of defenders, left back and right back. Yes, I want to take the game to teams next year. I don't want to have any of this. Oh no, we're getting attacked. Let's sit back. Don't want any of that rubbish. We want to go out and destroy teams next year. So I'm going to be looking for two attacking fullbacks going into next year, and one centre back as well to have an impact on Willis and Wright. Hopefully, be able to challenge them and get the performances a little bit higher, because a 6.88 and 6.98 rating for respectively for two of our centre backs is not brilliant. Goalkeeper's a weird one, because I don't think we're necessarily going to have a chance to get a better goalkeeper, and with two goalkeepers above 2.5 stars, it's really, really good. If we look at Lee Burge and his report, he's a lead in Sky Bet team. Okay, he's not brilliant. Never mind, viewers. That was a trend, horrendous. Right, it looks like we are going to be looking for a keeper then. So I'd like to get a keeper that's relatively good at passing, so that we can be a little bit more composed on the ball at the back and work something to the opposition box. That would be the ideal scenario. Obviously, because we're in League One, we can't really look for a lot of backups. I think if we can have the players that I want to replace take a step back and become backups and get players that are better than them, then we'll be fine. I don't think we necessarily need too many backups, because I think our squad's absolutely massive. Like, obviously, some of these are on loan, but we have a lot of players that can fit in different positions. Very, very versatile and dynamic team we have in terms of positions that they can play. So I don't think versatility is a massive issue into this squad. I just think we need to improve our first team massively. And of course, if you do have any players that you'd like me to sign or got any recommended players, feel free to put it in the comment section below as well. Now, obviously, to supplement getting them players in, we do need to get some a decent transfer budget, a decent wage budget, and I hopefully will be able to sell some players to help that along a little bit. Anything over 3 million is going to be really, really good for us. Anything over that, I feel like I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to get the players that I want and we need. A wage budget, we're already below our wage budget. So, once again, if we can get 20 or 30k to spend in League One, that is absolutely fantastic news. Obviously, we've got 7 million in the bank. I'll probably sell a few players to get that to maybe 10 or 11 million if we're lucky, and hopefully boost our transfer budget as well. And we are currently making money as well in terms of the income and expenditure. This month we made 1.4 million, expenditure 1.3. So we're making about 100k a month, which, you know, considering in the middle of the year we were a little bit concerned that we would be losing money month on month. I feel like we've done okay. We haven't done as bad as I thought we could. We could end up in the middle of the year. We've got 7.1 million, so I feel like 3 or 4 million on transfer budget will be absolutely splendid. Ladies and gentlemen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has brought the Premier League title back to Old Trafford, with Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City getting into the top four. Arsenal getting themselves back into the Champions League after a few years out, with Chelsea, Leicester, Tottenham finishing themselves in the Europa League and the Europa Conference. Now we can see the likes of West Brom, Burnley, Newcastle got themselves relegated. Nothing really surprising going on in the Premier League. I don't want to spend too much time on each league, just because, well, there's not much to talk about, is there? And we don't want to be spending a few 5 or 10 minutes on each league. So we're gonna go through these very, very quickly, and then we'll have a look like the Champions League and the Europa League as well. Going to Spain, Atletico Madrid have dominated La Liga here by winning the league. Barcelona, Madrid and Valencia finishing the top four, and there was a massive gap between 4th to 32nd and the 32nd to 1st. So Atletico absolutely destroying La Liga there. And Jamie Mata has got the top goal scorer for Getafe, which is mental. Getafe got themselves into the Europa League with Bilbao and Seville. Elche, Cadiz and Granada getting themselves relegated. And wow, Barcelona are dominating the average ratings and player of the matches and stuff, which is mental. Now, going to Germany, unfortunately, I haven't got that loaded, so we can't actually have a look at that. By the looks of it, it's probably Bayern Munich, right? Is it? I'm assuming it probably is. It'll probably be Bayern Munich. I'm not too sure how many of these have actually got loaded. What about Serie A? Probably Juventus. What about France? Right, we have got France loaded. Lovely stuff. And PSG have got themselves another title. It's going to be a PSG Dominance, I feel like, with Lyon, Monaco, Lille and Montpellier all getting Europe. France lost a spot in the Champions League, right? It looks like they have. So France dropping down to 5th, which is probably quite disappointing for them. Dijon, Lorient and Metz all getting relegated. Actually, Dijon are in the relegation playoff. And Nice have got themselves Europa League. Did they win the Europa League? No, they won the French Cup final against PSG. Wow. So OGC Nice are going to be in the Europa League when they finish 15th. They are going to get absolutely destroyed, I think, personally. What about, I don't know how many more I have these loaded, so we're not gonna go through the rest. But what about in terms of the Champions League? Let's have a quick look at the Champions League. Who has won it? And it's to be played at on the 29th, so we will go to that day in a second. But Liverpool, Juventus or Zebra final. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously played against Liverpool for Real Madrid when Real Madrid beat Liverpool. He's going to be playing against Liverpool again, except for Juventus. What about the Europa League? Let's have a look at the Europa League. I've gone to a club there. That's fantastic, Alex. Europa? Why isn't it not showing? What? Why is it not showing? Oh, God. What's happened? Europa. Right. Give me a second. I'll go to it. It's a Euro Cup, Alex. You're a moron. And oh, no. I've just seen who's in the final. Oh, I'm not going to hear the last of it, am I? If they win it. Bloody hell. It's Arsenal versus AC Milan. AC Milan's opportunity to get themselves a European silverware, where after a certain manager wasn't able to accomplish it at the highest level in the Champions League. Yep. Moving on. But that is also, when is this game played? I'm assuming it'll be just before the Champions League. So we will go to the day, or the day after, when these two competitions played, and we will see together who has won each competition. The European competitions have been played, and Liverpool have got themselves a second European competition winners' medal in 3 years, beating Juventus 2-1 in extra time. I'll be curious to see who scored, and it was Mo Salah getting both goals against Juventus. Mo Salah, the 112th minute, despite the fact that Lit and Bonucci got some decent ratings, and Szczesny as well. And I must say, Juventus got absolutely destroyed against Liverpool. 20 shots to 7, 1.7 expected goals to their 0.69. I mean, Juventus should be ashamed of themselves. Still no European competition for Cristiano and Juventus, unfortunately. Now, if we go to the Euro Cup, it was, of course, between Milan and... oh God, what were they called? Arsenal, that was it. So who have Arsenal got themselves a European Cup? We're about to find out. And yes, they have, destroying Milan 4-1 in the entire game. Wow, and Aubameyang getting himself 13 goals throughout the competition. That is absolutely ridiculous. And wow, I mean, once again, domination from Arsenal. The English teams dominating the continental competitions. Arsenal with the Europa League and Liverpool with the Champions League. Absolute dominant performance. And even 4-1 defeat. Hakan Çalhanoğlu getting himself a 7.1. Ibrahimovic not able to influence the game. Once again, does not surprise me in the slightest. Now, we did get a transfer budget while you're away. 4.7 million in the transfer kitty for us to go out and get some really, really good players. And I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what sort of players we're able to get in. And we are still earning a lot more money from like revenue and commercials and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Obviously, I do apologise that this video isn't like a match or anything like that. We will be having these at the end of every season. So sort of catch up. And this is like, normally I do a lot of editing and stuff like this. These sort of videos won't be edited as much. There'll be one take and everything like that. So we can sort of have a look together first time on this sort of stuff. But yeah, I really hope you appreciated it. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. And once again, the support has been unbelievable so far. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share the video around. It really, really does help. But have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're on the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the start of the new season. Goodbye.